In this video, we will review Java interfaces. Interfaces are similar to abstract classes, but all methods are abstract and all properties are static final. Interfaces can be inherited so you can have a sub-interface. Java does not allow multiple inheritances for classes. An interface is used to tie elements of several classes together. As you can see here, we have an interface called taxpayer. Interfaces are also used to separate design from coding, as class method signatures are specified but not their bodies. This allows compilation and parameter. The interface specifies what operations a class must permit other objects to perform, but does not specify how the operations are performed. So each method here has to be given an implementation by whatever class actually implements this interface. Software objects communicate via interfaces. A Java interface describes a set of methods that can be called on an object to tell it, for example, to perform some task or return some piece of information. For example, this operation would be pay taxes. Let's look at the code and let me explain. Here we have a class called business, which is used as a base class for all the different types of businesses. In this case, we'll make it abstract. In this example, we'll be using a concrete subclass, mom and pop shop, to represent a local store. As we can see, it extends the business class. We also have an abstract person class to represent people. Has a height, weight, first name, last name, and several methods already provided. And we also have an implementation of this class called employed person, which represents a person that's employed. And we can see it extends person. We have an interface called taxpayer. This interface declares a method signature with the name of pay taxes. Businesses and employed persons both pay taxes, but are not a type of tax. So instead of inheriting from a tax abstract base class, they can implement the same functionality by implementing the interface and deciding the best way of paying taxes. The tax collector class will collect taxes from everything that owes tax, people and businesses. Let's implement the interface taxpayer to our classes. And here Eclipse is going to ask us to add the unimplemented methods. We'll make a small comment here. And as we see here, we have the SSN. So we'll return that for the get tax ID. Now we'll implement the interface on the mom and pop shop, as most businesses also have to pay taxes. Again, Eclipse will ask us to implement the methods. And we'll return the business EIN. Now taking a look at the tax collector class. Here we have an array of taxpayers. An employed person and a business, the mom and pop shop. We're going to give him a name of Billy and his SSN. And we're going to call this a tag of coffee shop and a corporation ID. We'll use this variable, taxes collected amount, to be the last and final collected amount of all taxes. We're going to loop through each of the taxes and we're going to add it to the taxes collected amount. So the tax collector class will create an array of all taxpayers, then invoke via the interface method, pay taxes and collect all the monies due. Let's run our program. This concludes our discussion of Java interfaces.